with Nick Ryan, who is the Doubtless Bay Fishing Club's treasurer, I think, and has been their spokesperson. It's a charitable event, the Doubtless Bay Fishing Competition. It's held every year, and it's been held for a number of years. We'll find out, I guess, exactly how long that has been going. But there are threats from a Wikitana Popata. I'll come to that in a second. A Ngāti Kahu representative who had spoken with News Hub yesterday and the day beforehand of a plan to block all access points to the fishing competition for this year. Quoting Mr. Popata, all our moana within our tribal territories, and to put a stop to this annual fishing competition in our area. For years now, these community members have disrespected our Ngāti Kahu. They've never bothered to include us. They've never bothered to consult Ngāti Kahu in any way. And he's called for action. It's time for Ngāti Kahu to put its foot down and say that that's enough. And the annual events such as the fishing competition, so he allied that both with the government's plan to abolish Te Tiriti, according to Mr. Popata, and there's also been, according to Mr. Popata, a decrease of big snapper and kai moana in the area as a consequence of these fishing competitions. The threats are real. Mr. Popata, just for you, has a criminal history of assault and violence. And it's a distinguished or an undistinguished criminal history, if you want to know. Yes, I'd have to say he is a person who is likely, on the basis of his past actions, to be quite violent. He is a Maori activist. I think he is related. He's a nephew, I think, of Hone Harawira. You might like to think that these sorts of threats could be taken seriously. Joining us to talk about this, as I said, is Doubtless Bay Fishing Club representative and organisers of the competition, Nick Ryan, and he joins us now. Good morning to you, Nick.
Yes, good morning to you, Michael. How are you today?
I'm very well. Have you ever met this Wikitana Popata?
No, unfortunately I haven't. We have been trying to reach out to him or his representatives, and unfortunately have not been able to. I would like to reiterate that we don't condone any violence or anything like that, but to also do understand that they have the right to protest, which is fair enough. But at the same time, you shouldn't impinge on other people's rights, and those include being able to go fishing.
Okay. Now, tell us a little bit about this fishing competition. How long has it been going for, and what does it do?
Okay, it's been running for some 40 years now. Okay. It's run ostensibly along the lines of a charitable function, if you like, where we raise money through the auction that we have each day, and those funds, all profits from that, are sent back into the community, whether it be local community halls, sending kids on the Tucker Thompson boat, yacht, local fire services. Importantly, really importantly, for a country that lives around the water, for the radio and rescue services up here. Along with that, kids rugby and ladies netball. We're trying to put back into, or give just a little bit back to our community, I suppose, is the right way to do it. So
okay.
It's been running.
So your locals running
with Lion.
Your locals running a local competition for the benefit of charitable and community purposes for 40 years. So. Yep. Who enters this competition? What sort of numbers do you get? Where do those people come from?
Well, we took a bit of a battering after the COVID, as I imagine all things like this did. It raised again its head last year. We had, despite the storms that we had, we had some 220 odd people, kids and ladies, gentlemen, fishing, and we're hoping that we'll double that this year, 500 people fishing. with maybe 3,000 to 4,000 people down at the auction each day in the prize giving. It's a great event. It brings people in from all over the country. I've had people coming in from Australia for it.
Have you ever had local
event.
iwi representatives protest before, or say that what you're doing was done without their permission?
No, not at all. This only cropped up on Monday night at about 9 o'clock. I was made aware of it, I think it was. I've had representation from the local marae subsequently. In fact, I was talking to them just a few moments back, and they have made a statement to all their members in support of the competition, and down-crying the fact that this gentleman does not speak for the iwi, does not speak for them. He is randomly attaching his details to these statements. So
right.
It's not the iwi. We know that. I've had communication from members telling me that they are not condoning this in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Well, that's useful. And have you had contact with the police as well?
Yes, the police, the local sergeant up here has been in contact with me. We've also got the local community police officer. He's very much aware of it. And I guess there's, until such stage that something happens, nothing's happened, you know.
There's not much you can do. Yeah.
And there's not a lot. I've had representations from a lot of the hundreds, and I mean hundreds of calls I've received over the last couple of days. Not one has been negative about the tournament. There is a huge groundswell, or appears to be a huge groundswell of locals who really want this to go ahead. They've had enough of people telling them that they can't do things for whatever reasons without a unified call on it. We want to fish. This is what we do up here. This is part of the reason we live in this wonderful part of the far north, you know, and it's glorious. There's a huge fish stock.
Right. So you're not depopulating. I mean, how many fish would you catch? Is it over a day? Is it, Nick?
Yeah. Well, look, each fisherman can. It's a 2-day event. Each fisherman can only enter a limited number of fish. They're only allowed to catch a limited number of fish by law. We're MPI approved or licensed, which means that we have to report exactly everything that is caught back to the MPI within a month, along with weights, numbers, so forth. There's no bycatch. Everything is used. We can fillet it up for the people, and everything from there on is used, except the scales, let's say. It's not a wreak and havoc. We have massive, and the minister said this the other day, there's massive amounts of fish in our ocean. It's been well looked after. We maintain that there is no need to panic about the fishing supplies here.